A visual metaphor conveys a claim figuratively. In other words, an image is used to represent an object or a concept. Visual metaphors are often used to aid an argument. For example, in 1933, John Hartfield created an image depicting Hermann Goering, a leading member of the Nazi Party, as a butcher with a bloody apron and cleaver to argue that Goering was bloodthirsty and an imminent bringer of war. The key to a good visual metaphor is making sure viewers of the image can correctly signify the meaning of the metaphor. This can be achieved by using objects, signs, and symbols that are easily recognizable to our culture. Here we have an image of an hourglass. As a culture, we know an hourglass signifies the passing of time. In the top of the hourglass is a melting glacier, and the water from this melt drops to the bottom half of the hourglass, which holds a city. According to this visual metaphor, our cities will eventually be flooded by melting glaciers if we don't act. Visual metaphors are seen quite often in modern advertising. An example is juxtaposing a picture of a car with a horse or a wild cat or another fast animal to propose that the car is fast itself and has power and endurance, just like we know horses and wild cats have. Another example is showing a picture of food on fire to show that it's hot or spicy, or that it's fresh off the cooker when it's brought to us in the restaurant. Another thing that helps a signifier to understand a visual metaphor is to use subjects that are important to people or groups of people. Political cartoonists do this by making visual metaphors of politicians. A common occurrence in political cartoons of George W. Bush was giving him characteristics of a monkey. They gave him beady eyes, chimpanzee ears, and a monkey-like mouth. These depictions portray Bush at worst as unintelligent, and at best as out of touch with reality. One reason visual metaphors are used in an argument instead of verbal metaphors is because they appeal more effectively to pathos, which is the quality to arouse emotion. This is an image dispersed by the Roy Castle Lung Cancer Foundation. It shows two cigarettes broken in a way that makes them look like a shotgun. This appeals to our emotions because we know as a culture that guns can be deadly, and this image makes us see that cigarettes can be too. Visual metaphors are all around us, and are useful in arguments because they make us see objects and concepts in ways that we wouldn't have seen them when in their original form. Perhaps their power comes from the fact that we have to stop and think about them in order to decipher their meaning. As long as visual metaphors successfully convey a claim figuratively, their image, no doubt, gives power to an argument.